السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك ورسولك سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. We still in the Surah At-Talaq. Last time, in the first episode, the first meeting, we explained what is before divorce, the objectives of marriage, conciliation, the objectives of marriage. And we said the main point there, we said that marriage needs sacrifice, need forgiveness, tolerance. And I said few weeks ago, there is a conference in one of the mosques in Manchester, some of the young women, and all their questions are just about rights and obligations. So I said to them, rights and obligations, if you understand marriage just from this angle, rights and obligation, this will be a big problem. Because this is bottom line. This, when there is a problem, we'll go to what is rights, what is obligations. But in the normal scenario, marriage is mercy, forgiveness, love, tolerance. That's what marriage is. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم خيركم لأهله وأنا خيركم لأهلي. The best among you believers is the best to his spouse, or for woman, the best for her spouse. We talk also about if there is problem during the marriage and reconciliation, and then finally if divorce is the last solution, we explain in details the process of divorce last time. Today we'll go through the ayat, because he explained this. It's just we go to this first page from the surah, and then inshallah we'll open the questions bi'idhnillah in the end of the session. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن. We said last time that the surah starts with the call to the Prophet ﷺ just to take this surah very seriously. That all the rules in this surah is very serious. That's why he starts with the Prophet ﷺ. He just mentioned his name and then he shift the call straight away to the believers. It seems just he mentioned his name for us to take this rule seriously. Then he said, if you intend to divorce your wives, then there is a certain time. We talk about that time. Last time you said the man should wait till the cycle month finish, and then he didn't sleep with his wife during that purity, then he can give divorce. Anything else is haram. It's haram to give divorce during the cycle month. It's haram to give a divorce after cycle month and you sleep with her. That's haram. We said that just for the decision to be very rational. Last time some ladies asked, why then it's not haram during the pregnancy? Pregnancy is a long period. Cycle month is just a few days. Pregnancy, number one, is a long period. Number two, pregnancy usually, the normal situation, the husband should be very happy because his wife will bring a new child for him. Not like the cycle month when he can't fulfill his desires. It's a big difference here. In pregnancy, he should be very happy. He should take care of his wife. And it's long period. That why is definitely is not a good character if you give divorce to your wife. During the pregnancy, or especially the last month of pregnancy, absolutely this is not a good characteristics. That's absolutely. But can it happen? Yes, it can happen. And Allah will talk about the iddah of pregnancy. Then he said, وَأَحْصُ الْعِدَّةِ. It means count the iddah accurately. What does iddah mean? Waiting period. So we'll use the Quranic word here, iddah. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهِ. Now the first time he said, ittaqullah. We said before that what happened between spouses, there's no witnesses. So always he will say ittaqullah a lot in this surah. Fear Allah. During the marriage or during the divorce or any conflict, you don't deal with your spouse only. You deal with your Lord. Allah is watching you. Then he said, لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن. We talk about this in the waiting period when he gives the first divorce. That doesn't mean that talaq now is no. There's a waiting period. So in that waiting period, he should not let his wife go to her family, or for the wives also should stay at home. Why? لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا. May the husband reflect upon his decision and he return his wife again. Then Allah said, إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة. Don't let them go out in the waiting period except in one situation. If they أتينا بفاحشة مبينة. What does فاحشة mean? فاحشة in Qur'an could come to two meanings. The first meaning, فاحشة is zina, which mentioned in 5 times, 6 times in Qur'an. And there is also another meaning of fahisha, which means anything bigger. So a big sin, regardless of the type of sin, called fahisha. Anything huge, anything exceed the limit, called fahisha. Here, what does fahisha mean? The strongest opinion here, it means fahisha, it means if that woman stay at home and during that waiting period, she always abuse her husband. She always cause problem. She always swear to her husband. If that's the case, then that's against the objective of staying home. In this case, no, she should go to her parents' house. Because the objectives here is just to reconciliate, to think again. But without abusing, then it's this against objective. That's the meaning of إِلَّا أَن يَتِينَ بِفَاحِشَةٍ مُبَيِّنَةٍ. Then Allah said, وَتِلْكَ حُدُودُ اللَّهِ. Is it Carl? WA18MVN. So please, WA18MVN. Block the road. Yes. Okay. Then Allah said, تِلْكَ حُدُودُ اللَّهِ. Hududullah in Qur'an, in the vast majority of places in the Qur'an, come with the rules in family. When Allah mentions rules regard to the family, He will say, Hududullah. Hudud is limits. Hudud is boundaries. This is now the hudud of this table. Hudud is boundaries, is limits. It means tilka hududullah. These rules, take it seriously. This hududullah. If you exceed that limit, if you don't take it seriously, فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ وَمَنْ يَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ. Who go beyond the limits of Allah, فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ. He only wronged himself. It means the ahkam al-talaq, the rules of talaq is serious. Why he mentioned this here? Because usually in that conflict, the desires come up. Everyone just to win in that battle. Allah said, ittaqullah. This is limits. If you go and exceed that limits, you now exceed the limits of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Okay, the second ayah, لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا. We explained this. We said what's the wisdom behind the period? We said number 1 is to make sure there is no pregnancy. Number 2 is a chance for reconciliation. Number 3 is for a psychological and spiritual chance for a woman to reflect. 4th, if the husband passed away, it's a type of loyalty. Allah said, فَإِذَا بَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ فَأَمْسِكُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ أَوْ فَارِقُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ. When the waiting period just about to finish, then husband should decide. Either أمسكوهن بمعروف, either you return your wife back, and it count one divorce, but you returned her back before the waiting period finish. Or the second option, فارقوهن بمعروف, or you didn't return her back, it means the divorce now finished, she's now become not wife anymore. Can the husband return the wife after the waiting period, guys? What do you think? Yes, how? MashaAllah. Women very faqih, mashallah. Okay, very educated, mashallah. Yes, so when waiting period finish, he can, but with her consent, that's a condition. Then a new marriage contract, a new dowry. So Allah said in the two options, He repeat a word here. Ma'roof. فَأَمْسِكُوهُنَّ, return them بِمَعْرُوف, with ma'roof. فَارِقُوهُنَّ, let them divorce بِمَعْرُوف. It means when you do one of these two options, do it in the best way. Again and again, divorce is not a war between spouses. Divorce is just a solution. Just two couples come together and they realize they are not compatible, then they decide to divorce. That's it. The divorce should be in the best way. In Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah Ta'ala mentioned a lot of divorce, also rules of divorce, He mentioned something else. He mentioned what Qur'an called mata'. Mata' is a gift. A husband should give his wife, when he divorces her, a gift. وَلِلْمُطَلَّقَاتِ مَتَاعٌ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ حَقًّا عَلَى الْمُتَّقِينَ. He should give his wife, ex-wife, a gift بالمعروف. بالمعروف there means depend to his financial situation. As we explained, I think. Okay, that's we explained before. I don't know. So that's a gift called mata'. Why this gift? To show there's nothing between us. We're just not compatible. May Allah give you best alternative. May Allah give me best alternative. That's it. That's called mata', and it depends to the financial situation. So, for example, if he is a very wealthy man, so he should, for example, is highly recommended to give her a house with her name, for example. If he's a poor man, flour is enough. Okay, so it depends, bil ma'roof. Okay, then that's why again, mata' here, just to, they finish this marriage and everyone is just happy. Because maybe there is a children between them. So if that hatred is there, then they will transform this hatred to their children. Then Allah said, وَأَشْهِدُوا ذَوَيْ عَدْلٍ مِّنْكُمْ. If you return your wife or get her divorce, in the both options, it's highly recommended to brought two witnesses. Witnesses for raj'a and witnesses for talaq. Witnesses for return, that you return her, and witnesses that you get her divorce. Why? In case in the future that the husband after that deny, or they are not sure about how many times they get divorced. So every time this happens, it's highly recommended to bring two witnesses. وَأَشْهِدُوا ذَوَيْ عَدْلٍ مِّنْكُمْ. Two honest people. And he talked to the witnesses, وَأَقِيمُوا الشَّهَادَةَ لِلَّهِ. Fear Allah. And don't go with one of the both sides. This is type of worship. Just to bear witness in this. So don't, for example, the husband come to the one of the witnesses, do this for me, I'll give you some money, bear witness that I never divorced her, for example. Allah said, وَأَقِيمُوا الشَّهَادَةَ لِلَّهِ. O witnesses, fear Allah and stand for this This aqimu is a lot in Quran. When Allah wants to us to take something seriously, He would say aqimu. Aqimu as-salah. Aqimu ash-shahadata lillah. Kunu qawwamina bil-qist. In the people of the cave, Surah Al-Kahf, إِذْ قَامُوا فَقَالُوا. When they stand and they say, what does stand here mean? Stand means just they take it seriously. Because usually, when you want to say something serious, you'll stand up and say it, just to show that you are serious. So this is two witnesses. Then Allah in the ayah, ذَلِكُمْ يُوعَظُ بِهِ مَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ. All these rules is just a strong reminder for anyone who believes in Allah and the Day of Judgment. Subhanallah. We are in the rules of talaq. And Allah said this is a strong reminder for anyone who believes in Allah and the Day of Judgment. Al-Yawm al-Akhir, the last day. Again and again, remember, you may just try to win this battle. You may go to a solicitor or lawyer, and you know all these tricks in the law, and then you win this case. But remember, the case is not between you and your spouse. Allah Almighty is involved. This is ibadah. You now deal with Rabbul Izzah, with Almighty. So if you fear Allah and the hereafter when you stand before Him, do the divorce in the best way. Then here, there is a 3 lines here. It's just a shift, it's just a pause here before he continue in the rules of talaq. What's this pause here? وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Which is, many Muslims, they memorize this ayat. Some of them, they don't know it's in Surah At-Talaq. It's just a pause between the rules of talaq. Because this is a very serious issue. And many people, when they come to the divorce, they forget the Sharia. Completely. They just want to win that battle. So Allah said, again, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ. Whoever fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. He will make for him a way out. Why He mentioned this? Because sometimes divorce comes with the financial issues. Sometimes a man who spend a lot of money in this marriage, and unfortunately, the divorce comes with just few months after the marriage, and he spend a lot of money. So he wants to do anything against Sharia to get some money, for example. Allah said, if you fear Allah, He will make way for you. He will make ease for you, as He will mention. That's why He mentioned straight away, وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Why He mentioned rizq here? Because He wants to say to the men first, even if you lose this money and you did the divorce in the best way, don't worry. If you fear Allah, Allah will provide you a rizq with a way you can't imagine even. Just stay in Sharia. Fear Allah. Do the divorce in the best way. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will give you a rizq from a place you can't imagine. So don't think a lot about this financial and try to oppress your wife because of this. وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Also sometimes the discourse here is to the woman, especially if it's in khula'. And khula' is a lot in this country, or at least many cases come to mean just khula'. We said before that the khulu', when the woman decide to finish this contract, the husband doesn't harm her, but she doesn't want to continue, then she should give him a dowry or some of the dowry, compensation. Maybe she want to say, no, it's not khulu', try to make also her case. Allah said, ittaqillah. And don't worry about the provision. وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. If you fear Allah, Allah will give you money from You can't imagine. So it's for both spouses. رزق ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه. Whoever rely on Allah تبارك وتعالى, Allah is sufficient for him. It means again, tawakkul, rizq, taqwa. All of this is just, he talk about divorce. When he also talk about marriage in the Surah Al-Qasas, about Musa alayhi salam. Musa said, رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٍ. Musa came to a new city, a new country, Madian. No wife, no job, no house, no friends, nothing. So he begged his Lord, رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٍ. Allah said, فَجَاءَتْهُ. This fa, it means immediately that woman came to him, and he has, immediately Allah gave him a wife, a job, a family. In that, everything is just when he begged his Lord. Be with Allah, and Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala will provide you from rizq. Inna Allah balighu amrih. Allah can do anything. If you rely on Him, He is the one who controls this universe. Just do, when you are in the case of divorce, in ihsan and ma'ruf, in the best way. قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. But when He will provide you this, in the time, He will decide that. But be sure, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, He created this universe with a very absolute plan. So these 3 lines, just a reminder. Here I want to take this opportunity to say to all Muslims here, again and again, if there is any problems, should first not go to the court. Because we are Muslims. There is a certain rules for Sharia when we come to the divorce. If there is a problem between spouses, you should go to reconciliation. There's some masajid, they offer this. You go to the mosque and there is a committee, they will listen to you. If there is no mosque in the city, Manchester alhamdulillah have, if there is 2 wise people from the community, reconciliate. No reconciliation, you want to divorce, then ask a scholar about what's the rules of divorce. But don't just go to the court unless there is a big problem between you. Because again and again, Allah said this rules is very serious. Number 2, whatever happened between spouses, remember Allah is watching you. He is the one who said, I will be in your side if you fear me. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala always said that talaq should be in the best way. If there is a children, that will affect your children. If you do it in the best way, that will affect positively your children also. Then he go again, continue to the ahkam al-talaq. In the ayah number 4, he will talk about idda. What is idda again? Waiting period. So he mentioned that waiting period is depend to the situations of the woman. If it's pregnant, if it's... So he said, وَاللَّائِي يَئِسْنَ مِنَ الْمَحِيضِ مِن نِّسَائِكُمْ إِنِ ارْتَبْتُمْ فَعِدَّتُهُنَّ ثَلَاثَةُ أَشْهُرٍ. He said before that the default of waiting period is 3 cycle months, as we explained before. What if the woman became old and there is no cycle month? Which now, the women's now, when they reach from 45 to 55, some of them before that, some of them after that, during that, then there is no cycle month. It will become irregular for a couple of years, several years sometimes, and after that they will stop. If the cycle month stop for 12 months in one go, then now what's the idda of that woman? Allah said, ثَلَاثَةُ أَشْهُرٍ, 3 months, Islamic months. So there is no cycle month, it means go to the months, 3 cycle months. Then he said, that's number one. Number two, وَاللَّائِي لَمْ يَحِضْنَا. Some young ladies, they have their cycle month very late. Sometimes genetics, sometimes medical issues. So sometimes they reach 15, 16, 17, and there is no cycle month. Puberty, there's no. It can be with another signs, but the sign of cycle month, there is no. So what will happen to this woman? Allah said again, 3 months. 3 Islamic months. Third one, ulatul ahmal, means the pregnant woman. أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن. So their waiting period, it depends when they give birth. Allah said يضعن حملهن. يضعن حملهن in Arabic is not give birth exactly. It means just when that pregnancy finishes. It means sometimes it's just not what's called سقط. What's it called in English? Huh? No. Miscarriage, yes. Sometimes miscarriage. So what if miscarriage after 4 months? Also the iddah finish. That why is very, Allah said a word in Arabic is amazing. So we have, if there is cycle month, 3 cycle months. If nothing, 3 months. If there is pregnancy, when she give birth. So sometimes, as we said before, he give divorce while his wife in the 8th month. And after 1 month, she give birth. Iddah finish. Is that clear? Okay, these 3. There's something 4 Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah. What if the husband passed away? There's no divorce, but he passed away. Is there iddah? Yes, there is iddah. Okay, let me ask you this. What if there is a marriage contract and there is no intimacy? Is there iddah? And he passed away. Is there iddah? Is there iddah or not? Oh, good. MashaAllah. Very good. Okay, another question. Marriage contract, no intimacy, and divorce. Is there iddah? No iddah. MashaAllah. Very good. MashaAllah. Faqih. Okay, so there is a difference between divorce and death. If there is death, after marriage contract, there is always iddah. So how many months for the death iddah? 4 months and 10 days. 4 months and 10 days. That's the iddah of wafat. Okay, now Allah said in the end of this safha, of this page, ذَلِكَ أَمْرُ اللَّهِ أَنزَلَهُ إِلَيْكُمْ. Again he emphasized, this is the rule, the commands of Allah descend from the heaven to you. Means take it seriously. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ. Again, for the 3rd time, Allah mentioned taqwa. No, 1, 2, 3. For the 4th time now, Allah mentioned taqwa again. Whoever fear Allah, Allah will forgive all his sins and He يُعْظِمْ لَهُ أَجْرًا. He will increase his reward. Okay. Now, just when we mentioned the iddah of when the husband passed away, and the woman go to the iddah 4 months and 10 days. Okay, this iddah doesn't mean is that woman can't leave the house forever. It's not a prison. It's during the day she can do her stuff. That's for the majority of scholars. For the Jumhur ulama, for the majority of scholars, during the day she can go for her stuff, do her business. But the point here is she should stay, it means sleep in that house for this period. Because that's a type of loyalty. What if that place, for example, is not security, is not, then also the fuqaha said she can choose a house which is more secure, for example, and stay for that for that iddah, for example. There's many ahkam in iddah. I will keep it for your questions. I think we stop here for questions. Now we understand the ahkam of divorce. What next time we end this lesson is just about what is during iddah. Allah will say that during iddah, he should provide a house because she's already there, for example. But what if he give divorce after the waiting period? We'll learn that inshallah next time. We'll start our questions. If there is no questions, we'll continue in surah inshallah. Allahu alam, sallallahu ala abdi rasulih sayyidina Muhammad. The last time someone asked about the iddah of khulu'. I said the iddah of khulu' for the majority of scholars is the same of talaq. For some scholars, for some scholars, it's just 1 month. Yes. Very good question. He said, Allah said, لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن. Don't let them go out from their houses. Usually the house in Sharia is for the man, not for the woman, because he is the one who is responsible to provide the house. Why Allah said their houses, not your houses? That just emphasized to say, when you give divorce, still your wife, still live in your house, still her house, your house, guys. That's more emphasis. So don't think just when you give divorce, that's finished, till the process finish. Ladies, any questions? We should first educate men about mata'. Allah mentioned mata' twice in Surah Al-Baqarah. And then he said bil ma'ruf. It just depend to your urf, depend to your norm, depend to your financial status, depend. But there is always mata'. Many men, they don't do it. That's just lack of education. We just need to educate them. And if we can just, from these lessons, we can build awareness among the society that talaq is not a war, is not a conflict, it's just a solution for some people. They are not compatible. So we should look at it from this angle. If we agree with that, then the mata' will be definitely after that. Yes, Allah said mata', it means a gift. And when he said that in Surah Al-Baqarah, he said, وَلِلْمُطَلَّقَاتِ مَتَاعٌ. It means that's their rights. حَقًّا عَلَى الْمُتَّقِينَ. Those who are muttaqeen, fear Allah, they will take it seriously and they will give that gift. Those who are not muttaqeen, they will not care. Yes. So there's two questions. Can a man get married with another woman during the iddah? That's a good question. Let me ask men. Men, what do you think? All of you. Men said yes. Okay. In Sharia, a man can get married with more than one woman till 4. However, there is condition for that. Allah said adl. Adl, it means he has ability, number 1, to make fairness financially. Number 2, he can also make fairness with, he should have some characteristics. Because many men, if not all the men, that's their dream. But they just want to get married without any awareness about the consequences. Because sometimes you could get with second wife and you'll be sinful if you don't do that justice. And that justice is not easy. Last time, a man here asked, what if the first woman said, I can't afford this. If you want to get second wife, then give me divorce first. And he said, is that allowed for her? I said, the strongest opinion, yes, it's allowed for her. Because she doesn't say anything against the Sharia. She said, I can't afford it. When you get me married, I'm very happy to be your own wife. But if you want to get another wife, I can't afford it. And that happened in the Seerah of Rasulullah. When Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu, one day he wanted to get second wife. And bear in mind that in Arabia at that time, the default is second wife. That's their tradition. It means it's very rare to find a man that time in Arabia who has just one wife. That's very rare. So Ali radiallahu anhu wanted to get with second wife. Fatima said, I can't afford that. So she went to her father sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when she came to Rasulullah sallam, she knows that it's permissible for Ali to do that. And she also can't afford it. That's difficult for her. And she wants her father sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be with her side. So she starts with a very clever way to convince Rasulullah sallam. She said to Prophet sallam, he saw her face. What's going? Is something wrong? Oh, my daughter. She said, some people said that you don't care about your daughters. That's an introduction. So Prophet said, no, you are the best in this universe. I'm always with my daughters. Then she started. That said, my cousin, she didn't say Ali, my cousin want to get a second wife, and I can't afford that. That's difficult for me. I'm so jealous woman, I can't afford this. Then Prophet ﷺ, he made a khutbah in the mosque. Hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. So he said in that khutbah, أما بعد فإني لا أحل حراما ولا أحرم حلالا. I'm talk today and I will not change any rules in Qur'an that Allah Ta'ala said. In another word, I'm talking today as a father, not as a prophet. Does that make sense? So I'm talking as a father. Then he said that if Ibn Abi Talib, if Ali want to get another, that's his right. But my daughter, she said she can't afford that. That's difficult for her. So then Ali, when he listened to this, he said he didn't get second wife till the Fatima passed away. The point here is, if you get one wife, and then the wife said, if you want to get, I can't afford this, I will become very jealous. Can she ask for divorce? There's two opinions. The strongest opinion for me, yes, she can ask for that. And this is not harm because she can't afford it. Yes. I mean, she can bear it. Oh, bear it better. Correct me in English. I'm not good in English, so if I mean anything wrong, please correct me. You have right to correct me straight away, okay? I just want to message to be clear for you. So I can't bear this, so yes. The question is, some traditions, they divided dowry to two parts. Give one part immediately and one is deferred payment. Is that allowed? Yes, that's permissible. It's not in the time of Rasulullah ﷺ, the deferred payment, absolutely. But is it permissible? Yes, it's permissible. And when that become due, when the divorce happen, or when the death happen, or when they agree with that. Yes, it's permissible. Good. It's not public, but it's good for him to announce that for some of his relatives, as they said here. Yes, it's good, because always something will happen. Maybe he die, if something happen. Public is not good, because لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ يُحْدِثُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ أَمْرًا. Because maybe they will return, and public always talk a lot, so it'll be a big problem. But he could say to some of his relatives privately to make sure, in case if he die. Yes, that's right. No, if the wife, if the iddah is finished, that's it. Become ex. If there is a children, then he will provide for her because he provides for his children. But if there is no children, that's it. There's no nafaqah. Allahu a'lam, sallallahu ala abdi rasuli sayyidina Muhammad. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.